most valuable thing for me that I took from the mentorship is that you were able to easily answer my questions, and you were, I would say, patient with how I learn. That's very important. I say quality in teachers, and Raji is a very good teacher, and so it's not just how he or what he knows within that particular field. He has the other qualities of a great teacher. As again, one of those things being, hey, being patient with me, understanding how I learn. And that's one of the questions that he gets into when we first start. How do you learn? What do you want to do? What are you trying to get into? Okay, I'm going to cater my style and how I talk to you and how I approach my, how I'm going to teach you through these simplistic steps. That's big for me because there can be a lot of teachers or people who think that they're are teachers and not really good teaching, and I don't really understand. So Raji is really good at that, and that was one of the biggest things that was important for me.
Hi everyone, Raj again here with another student testimonial. Today, I want to introduce you all to Kris, who took my action boarding mentorship. Hi Kris, could you just, really quickly introduce yourself to everyone?
What is happening, everybody? Thanks, Raji, for this opportunity.
No worries.
Again, like you said, my name is Kris Carter. I'm from the East Coast, specifically DC. I've been doing art for the last, I would say 2 years, specifically character designing and things like that. However, really want to get into storyboards, which is the reason why I have reached out to Rodney.
Okay, awesome. Nice to meet you, Kris. So the first question, Kris, I want to ask you is, in today's climate, right, especially on the internet, there are so many opportunities to learn from professionals with regards to storyboarding, right? What it is the thing that made you decide, hey, I want to take Raj's action boarding mentorship instead of going to all the different other online schools or classes?
Okay. Yeah, that's a big question. So I'm just on LinkedIn, and at least for me, because I already have skill set and training and animation, motion graphics, character design, and stuff like that, I was like, you know what? I always want to tell a story, and I always like animation films specifically. And it's like, you know what? I've had some training in the past and through the school that I did many years ago. But I was like, you know what? I really want to get back into it because I have stories that I want to tell, but then also to collaborate with other artists and other businesses to do the same. So just on LinkedIn, and then really it was just Raji's post, and his posts were like specifically him showing his storyboard frames, the little movie that he is, at least at this particular time of this video, that he's working on. And let me tell you, I've seen a lot of storyboard because I am an artist. I have the eye to see good work, and Raji has some really good work. And then, hey, again, on top of that, he says, hey, currently, again, at this video, I'm working for Netflix. So obviously, I'm like, okay, this guy obviously must know what he's doing because he's working for Netflix, working for a huge company that many of us want to work for. And then you can clearly see through his posts, it just popped up at least on my feed on LinkedIn, that he can draw, he's good, and it seems like he can tell a story. And so, and also the third thing for me was the price point, at least at that moment, because just to be a little bit vulnerable, I was in a kind of a transition of coming out of employment. I didn't really have a lot of money, but I had some saved up. And at least at the time, the offer price that he was going, I was like, you know what? I think I can do that. So those are my reasons why I looked into it. And hey, I'm glad I did because it's been an awesome experience.
Awesome. That's great, man. So in the mentorship, you were able to work on a sequence that was like an original piece. I think you said you were thinking about that story and you were doing character designs and stuff before you actually joined the mentorship. So if you had to describe the process of working on that specific sequence with me in the mentorship?
Mhm.
How would you describe the process of creating what you created?
All right, so listen up, everybody. Raji lays it down. Okay, he makes it very simple. All right, easy to understand. One, because he is mastering his skill in a storyteller. Okay, and that's the huge thing. And so the process that I was learning through Raji is to consider certain things of storytelling moments that are important in order to drive a story through film and through images. So every week, Raji is giving uh, his points and his tips, a little bit of lecture, and a little bit of examples, not just from his work, but also from um, movies that we've all seen and loved, and reasons why we want to join. And with that particular process that he was specifically doing with me, it made me one, very exciting, two, easy to understand, and three, it was like, yeah, okay, the confidence that was based off those other two things, that I was able to, like, I could do this. I enjoyed that process. It's for anybody to understand, or should I say, anybody can understand Raji's simplistic process.
I really appreciate that description.
Appreciate it.
So I teach quite a few different lectures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the mentorship itself was broken up into kind of two sections: the lecture section, and then the section where
Mm-hmm.
we develop your sequence. Throughout the 5 sessions, what would you say were things that you learned for the first time or never knew before, and that
Yeah,
you're gonna like use now in the future?
yeah. There was quite a few. Again, already coming from the art world, specifically from the film world, on the character design side, there's a few things I already knew, but there's this one that just, I was like, I can't believe I never thought about it that way. And if it's okay with you, Roger, to share one of the process.
Yeah, you can
It's
share.
female, um, the male and female visuals that you're seeing in film. So, for an example, you have the male, which is more like long establishing shots, shots to show what the character or where the story is being taken place, how it's moving. And then the female is more almost like your narrative, more of the close-up shots, bust shots, face close-ups, to visually to feel what the other characters are going through in the story. That's something that was game changer for me. Okay, just like you need to understand, that was game changer because in my mind now I was able to go back into look at some films, favorite films of mine, and I can be able to break down. Oh, this is a male moment. This is a female moment. This is and then of course, as you're researching and as you're studying film, as you should, I'm able to dissect and to understand how other directors, storyboard artists, as well, specifically storyboard artists, how they're doing things, how movies are going. That was so huge for me, man. It just made the process of understanding how to do storyboards much easier versus just drawing a scene and just trying to what's the best cool way of doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So for those of you who are listening to Kris and you're like, male, female, masculine, feminine, what is he talking about? Well, maybe this mentorship might be for you if you have no idea what Kris is talking about, right?
Absolutely.
So, every student is different. When they take my mentorship, they experience, different things and they take away different things. What would you say is the most valuable thing for you from the mentorship that you got?
Great question. I would say the most valuable thing for me that I took from the mentorship is that you were able to easily answer my questions, and you were, I would say, patient with how I learn. That's very important. I say quality in teachers, and Raji is a very good teacher, and so It's not just how he or what he knows within that particular field. He has the other qualities of a great teacher. As again, one of those things being, hey, being patient with me, understanding how I learn. And that's one of the questions that he gets into when we first start. How do you learn? What do you want to do? What are you trying to get into? Okay, I'm going to cater my style and how I talk to you and how I approach my, how I'm going to teach you through these simplistic steps. That's big for me because there can be a lot of teachers or people who think that they're are teachers and not really good teaching, and I don't really understand. So Raji is really good at that, and that was one of the biggest things that was important for me.
Awesome. I really appreciate that,
Mm-hmm.
especially because there are a lot of students who, like you said, they learn differently. They
Yeah,
need that extra attention. And for those of you who may have taken like classroom
yeah,
storyboarding classes, and you're struggling to keep up and that stuff, I think a mentorship might be better for you because the
yeah.
whether it's with me or with someone else,
Mm-hmm.
that person can get their teaching specifically for the way that you learn and focus on your problem areas and stuff like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I personally
Absolutely.
love to do the one-on-one instead of the classes, because I really get to know the student and I get to know what they want and their problem areas
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
So the last question I want to ask you, Kris,
Okay, I'm ready.
is if you had to recommend this class to
Mm-hmm.
aspiring story artists, like what level or like what kind of person like would you recommend this mentorship to and say, dude, you have to take this class, it would be the most beneficial for you?
I would say that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that. I'm going to say somebody who, an artist who's kind of at the mid tier of being an artist. And what do I mean by that? You have some good foundations of how to draw. You have good foundations of understanding perspective, composition. You've been doing it for a while. Not necessarily have to be like in a studio as far as like history, but you need to have those three key fundamentals already. And the reason why I say that is because if you are an aspiring artist who wants to get into storyboard art and or want to learn how to do film, short film, long film, it doesn't really matter, for whatever the medium is, and you have those particular type of fundamentals, you don't have to be the best at it, that's okay, then this class, Raji's class of teaching you storyboarding is specifically for you. And then also for people who are in the events. And the reason why I say that is because, hey, right now in this video, Raji is working for Netflix. He's killing the game. Okay. He has the insights of how to do the things according to what the directors and anybody else who are involved of how to solve the problems that they are needing. He's doing it daily. So if you are an advanced artist, but you not necessarily have been successful as a storyboarder, or you do, such as like myself, want to get into that field, then this class is for you as well. Okay, mid-tier again, and advanced. Very important. Roger's class is very needed. Again, those points that I've made earlier. He's a very good teacher. Um, he has the ability to understand where you are, your A, and to get you to B. And then 3, he has a simplistic way of teaching you the simple fundamentals of how to really take your storyboarding skills of storytelling to the next stage easily within. If you follow everything that he's done, literally follow everything that he will tell you to do, by the end of the course, you should be really ahead.
Awesome. That's a really great answer. I just want to let everybody know I didn't pay Kris. I didn't give him a script. You know, he's saying this all this stuff on the spot,
Yeah,
right?
this is my experience,
Yeah.
my opinion. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Awesome. So Kris, one more thing. I
Yes,
would
sir.
like to, let everyone be able to find your work. Also, I would like to let them know that Kris is also starting his own mentorship, but for character
Okay.
designers and,
Yeah.
for people who generally want to improve their drawing skills.
Hmm.
So I will put Kris's links, portfolio, LinkedIn, and stuff wherever you're watching this video, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever, LinkedIn. You should
Appreciate
be
that.
able to see Kris's information below. But just in case you're too lazy, Kris, could you just say it out loud and let everyone know where they can find you?
Absolutely. Thank you, bro. Let me do a little bit of plugging. All right. So again, my name is Kris Carter. If you didn't get that at the very beginning, I'm a character designer, specifically senior character designer. And what I am teaching and what I've started is a studio called Dynamic Funk Studios. And you can find us on LinkedIn, you can find us on Facebook, and you can find us on Instagram. What we're doing is we're teaching on similar to what Raji is doing in his mentorships. We're going to have one-on-one mentorships, and we possibly will also have one-to-many, meaning one me teaching, and then there's a group. And we're just teaching anybody who is trying to learn how to just draw dynamic characters that you love, X-Men, anime, etc. And how to draw the characters in those dynamic poses, okay? And I'll give you a little tip. One of the key things that you need to understand and you need to learn is how to draw basic shapes in different perspectives, which is key. And the reason why you need to learn that, because that is the one of the first fundamental steps that's going to help you take you to draw the characters when you start in basic shapes into drawing the characters in dynamic poses. Okay, so that's one of the things we're going to be teaching. Facebook group, you can find us. It's called Beginner's Journey to Drawing Dynamic Characters. And again, on LinkedIn is Dynamic Funk Studios, where you can follow us. You can DM me. You can DM us if you are looking to draw dynamic characters. And again, not just anything, not just any characters that are freaking awesome, freaking cool. You see on Netflix and the line animation and all the anime, like Studio Ghibli and things like that. So that's what we do, and that's where we find it. And also, my email is if you want to go, hello at Dynamic. Dynamic will be spelled DYNAM as in man, K as in kangaroo, funk.com. Again, that's hello at dynamicfunk.com.
Awesome. So, if for those of you who are watching, maybe my mentorship is too advanced and you're still learning to draw, maybe you could go and, DM Kris, ask him about his courses to see if it's right for him, take his course, and then maybe when you develop, you could probably come back
Absolutely.
to me if you want to do storyboarding work, if that's something you want to do, right?
Yeah, well, have fun, and you're going to have fun learning, and it's going to be a fast process than what you would find in any other course. And again, just like Roger said, if that's something you want to do, you come to us. We'll help you get started, and then you can take Roger's course. You're going to kill the game. We're telling stories. I'm telling you, got to take his course.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kris, for taking the time to share
Absolutely,
your experience with those watching the video. And for those who might be, on the fence about taking the course, I hope Kris's explanation and his experience will give you some more insight of what you can expect when you, or if you decide to take the course, right? Don't forget to check out Kris's work. And everyone, thanks again for watching. And feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever, and we can have a talk and see if this mentorship is right for you. Thanks again, everyone.
Do it.
Bye-bye.